Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Thanks, as always, guys, for watching. Connor Mack Picks will be joining me here shortly, but we'll kick off the show solo. We'll appreciate everyone in here bright and early on a lovely Friday afternoon. It's going to be a fun night of baseball. We're going to get into these games. Some rain affecting some of them. Some games are pushed back now. We get to talk about them unexpectedly. I didn't expect to talk Twins Royals, but we'll talk about that game briefly here as well. And we'll go over a nice day yesterday. It was a nice 3-in-1 day, I believe. Both my overnight picks cash, so that was really nice. Only loss is a -300 fade, which is always a good thing as well. So overall, it was a pretty good day. Can't complain. So shout out to everyone joining us. Rocco, Rogers, Tenasis, D's. Appreciate you guys. Let's get into this interesting card here. I'll mention off the top record 59, 81, and 12, down 26.54 units. Gonna keep clawing at this record. Gonna bounce back here because, like my father Jimmy the Bag said, he will be at the end of he'll be in the black before the end of the NBA or NFL playoff. I should say NHL playoffs. I should say Jesus. I'm going to be in the black, hopefully before the All-Star break is my goal. I'm very confident I can do it before the end of next month, really, but make myself feel better about myself. I'm hoping to get there before the All-Star break. So let's keep clawing away one winning day at a time. And let's start with the game that we did not expect to talk about, and the game that I truthfully don't have fully capped, and I'll move my screen around a little bit so it's not completely covering my face, but my guy Pablo Lopez here against the Kansas City Royals, and we all know Pablo kind of been struggling as of late, and struggling in a relative term. He's not shutting guys or shutting teams out anymore, but 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs against the Nationals. Just didn't have it that day. 6 Ks, 2 walks. After that, or before that, I should say, I started against the Yankees at the Yankees. 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, a home run allowed there, 7 Ks, 1 walk. I still believe in my guy Pablo, but this is just obviously a price that just seems a little ridiculous to back about. We all know the Kansas City Royals are horrible offensively too. Just one of the worst teams in baseball, just trying to hit the ball, especially against righties. So this was an easy pass game for me. Given on top of the fact, like I said, I wasn't expecting to be able to talk about it on the show, but it's just I don't want to back either offense here. What it comes down to, really, both offenses are anemic. I just can't get there. I can't get there with either one. And Jordan Lyles, he has his days. He has his days of being fine. He was a good innings eater in Baltimore, and that's kind of what he's hoping to be here in the Kansas City. I'll look up his last couple of starts here for the people in the back. Kansas City Royals, they were at the Angels. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 home runs allowed in that game. Jesus. But not bad. They're mostly all solos, it seemed. At the Texas Rangers, 8 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned off 2 home runs. And he's just been giving up 4 earned runs basically the whole year after his opening start of the year. 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 5 earned runs. It's just a parade of runs, what it seems for him. But can he hold down a Twins offense that, I just haven't been sold on yet? They're obviously going to be, I think they'll be buyers at the deadline, and I think they'll be interested to see what bats they can get. I'll be interested to see what they do for sure here, because they obviously, their starting rotations are a huge strength of theirs now. Their bullpen's pretty good. Now, can they just keep supplementing around Byron Buxton and the Carlos Correa? So, pass game for me there. Let's move on to our next game. Cubs versus the Miami Marlins. A great pitching matchup here. Marcus Stroman, Jesus Luzardo. I'm excited to watch this game just for the pitching matchup's sake. But truthfully, I didn't have any action and nothing really jumped out at me to start this game. or start this breakdown. Everyone knows I'm a big Jesus Luzardo guy, believe in baby Jesus, all that. But his last couple of starts have all been kind of shaky. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs at Cleveland versus the Giants. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, and that's a Giants team we know is not hitting lefties right now. So that's a red flag there. And then 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs at the Philadelphia Phillies as well. So just a question marks there to begin the breakdown. And welcome Connor Mac Picks joining the show. I see you wore green today. I'm assuming that's obviously because you're backing the Celtics and you're coming onto a Celtics fan show, right, Connor?
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, however you want to spin it, Jose.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Yep. I'm glad that spin works. Connor, how are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. Winning day yesterday. We're rocking and rolling right now. Gonna have a lovely day tonight. No, a little rain affecting the card, but that does not matter because we keep on pressing on. So it'll be fun. I mentioned off the top, Royals Twins. That game was delayed. Obviously, I didn't think we were going to talk about it because it started at 3 my time. And now we've got it at a 5:05 start my time. So we'll see if that happens. Did you have anything for that game? It was obviously high favorite with Pablo Lopez up there.
Yeah, I thought this was, obviously they're going to wait and try to play it. I lead to the under in this game. Both these teams can't hit, and also the Twins. But this price is just like I can't back the Twins, not with this price. So I lean under. I'm a Pablo Lopez backer fan. Lyles hasn't been good. Twins should get to him, but yeah, I'm off here. I lean under.
Yep, I agreed. We were just starting to talk about Cubs Marlins here. We talking about Jesus Luzardo, a pitcher I like very much, but has given up some runs in his last few starts. The Marlins aren't hitting righties either. 20th last 2.5, 3 weeks. 93 weighted runs created plus in full season 84, so just not really good at all. While the Cubs, they hit everyone apparently. They're just been the talk of the town, and Marcus Stroman been the ace, coming off his worst start of the season so far against the Dodgers. What did you think here, Connor Mack?
Yeah, so both teams, Marlins finally get a win against the Braves yesterday. Now home. Cubs in that day game with a win against the Padres. Come down here. Yeah, I think Stroman has a better game in this one. Not a crazy bargain, but obviously this is a game I look to the under and the Cubs. I have not bet the Cubs or the under. I'm leaning the Cubs here. It's just a little bit tricky though. I just feel like it's kind of obvious. And you mentioned the Cubs not only hit righties, they're hitting lefties. You mentioned 278. Slugging's huge. Their OPS is 814. So yeah, Cubs, and I'm looking at the under though. I think Luzardo, he pitched real well. I want to see him go through the year because I think he does got good stuff, but I think it'd be tough for him. And with this lineup, walks could kill him. So Cubs here. Cubs are nothing and slightly lean under.
All right, beautiful. Cubs there, a lean towards the under there. I would agree mostly. I mean, only concern here last night, it was a minus 125 for the Cubs, now minus 115. So it will worry some, but
that exactly. So that opens. We'll touch on a few of the games here throughout. It's come down, which I don't love either. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you can get Cubs minus 105, a ton of spots too. So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. So I'll watch that game with intent, but I'm not going to be gambling on it today. Let's talk Cleveland Guardians, Boston Red Sox. And another day, another bet on the Red Sox for me. I'm not on the Red Sox, I guess I should say. I'm on this game. I'm on the full game under and first 5 under here. I think that my guy Nick Pivetta can pitch well here against the ye old Guardians, who we all know are not offensive juggernauts right now. They're full season 85 weighted runs created plus, matching their last 3 weeks 84 weighted runs created plus against righties. Pavetta pitched well against them last year. 5 2/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 earned runs last year. I think they can just do it again here. Shane Bieber, I trust enough to get through this Red Sox lineup that's been bad and good at times. Right now, full season, they're 107 weighted runs created plus, but they just seem very average. Last 3 weeks, 101 weighted runs created plus against righties. So everything just points to average. So I'm ending up passing. Well, not passing on the side on the game, but I am passing on the side just because I don't know what to expect from Nick. I would lean towards the Red Sox as home dogs, obviously, but just the unders here for me, Connor Mack. What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough. I get it though with the under with these two teams. I think this is one of the ones I wanted to touch on as I rip through. Yeah, the umpire Siegel's an umpire. He's already 3-1 to the under, so that's pretty good with your look there. But Boston, number one over team. Cam Pavetta pitched well. I don't know. Guardians, this is a tough team for me to back. Rosario's got decent numbers. And what about Bieber? After kind of opening day where he looks real good, and he's been horrible, but he's given up 3. He just doesn't seem like the same guy. And obviously he's getting older. But some of these starts, like the last one, the walks, are what, when the guy that never walked anybody when he was on his game, that's walking some people. So, yeah, good luck on your under.
Yeah, I hope it cashes. Hope both of them cash. It'll be fun to watch this game, and obviously, the weather in Boston leaning towards an under 2. I have to pull that up real quick, but I like what the weather is doing for me. It's one of those classic early season days in Boston where it's cold, 48
50.
degrees.
Yeah.
Wind kind of blowing in towards left field and third base. So we'll see how it goes. All right, next game on our slate, Seattle versus the Toronto Blue Jays here. Luis Castillo versus Alek Manoah, maybe our pitching matchup of the night. I didn't have anything on this one just because I think the pitching matchup is very good. I'd rather sit back and watch this one to see how both these guys do. But I will praise Manoah because I was on the first 5 under in his game last time against Garrett Cole, thinking that he'd pitch a lot better just because he's a spite-driven person. He's a shit talker. Talked a lot of shit about Garrett Cole in the offseason, came through, backed it up here. And maybe he's just one of those guys that just kind of needs something to get him going. I don't know. I have a case, I guess, against the Tigers. You can't say anything about just a shit start against the Tampa Bay Rays his time before the Yankees. Rays a good hitting ball club, obviously, so maybe he just didn't have it. So maybe he just needs some motivation. Maybe Luis Castillo is enough juice to get him going because he's obviously a great pitcher here. Maybe a first 5 under here. Maybe a Toronto first 5 here as well, that leaning that way because their offense has been good this year. 4th. 117 weighted runs created plus full season, and 6th 115 for the last 3 weeks, basically. So at the end of this game, I lean under, but just a pass game for me.
I'll take the under here with these two, but one of them could get hit, in this one. And I wanted to pull up real quick. I had it up earlier. The Jays. They're still hitting 203. Yeah, Springer was 3 for 6. Shout out to our guy JPZ. Yeah, get Devers, and you're getting Devers type numbers on his hitting props. I mean, if you can get over 4-1 with his home run, and it's near that in some spots, it's still worth it. But they're starting to price him appropriate. But yeah, you mentioned 3 for 11, a couple homers. But yeah, there's this one real quick. Castillo, the average isn't great. I got to be on the under. If I get burned here, Jose, I do, but I'm on it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on. I mean, I'm not on it.
And Manoah, real quick, he kind of struggled early. Was it the pitch clock? Blah blah blah. Is he just fucking out of shape? But I still think he's got good shit. And he's here at home. So yeah, give me the under.
Yeah, maybe there's such a thing as hometown clock operators. Maybe they'll give Manoah a second or two to catch his breath and the pitch clock won't hurt him as bad. Who knows? But it's going to be a fun game for sure. I'll mention this. Luis Castillo, his last two of his last three starts, he's gotten touched up. He's 3 earned runs, 2 earned runs. I found it interesting that both the squads that touched him up were former NL Central teams, teams that have saw him, semi-recently on the Reds. So it's just another interesting note here. So I'll be interested to see how he does against a squad that probably hasn't seen him much. I haven't looked at the batter versus pitcher in this game, but I assume there's not much familiarity there for Luis Castillo.
No, and I mean, he still got what? A 1.5 ERA. I mean, if he gives up 2, that's even fine with me here,
Yeah. No, agreed. All right, next game, and let's talk about this game, though it might get a little rainy here, and I'll do my refreshes of the weather apps and RotoWire and all that good stuff. But this one might not go. Rain in the area. Mets versus Braves here. Great matchup, though. I talked to a Braves friend of mine, and it seems like they just always get up for the Mets series. So I'll be watching this one too. I passed on this just because of the rain, but I definitely lean towards the Braves just because David Peterson, a lefty, Braves smash lefties. But Jimmy the Bag earlier today saying the market was leaning towards unders here, thinking that David Peterson's going to pitch well. So if it wasn't for the rain, I might be on Braves first 5 here, but I'm passing here.
I get Braves, one of the best teams of baseball, playing pretty good baseball, 17-9, and the Mets, who started out well, have been ice cold and looked horrible at the end of the Giants series, and then even the Nats, even though they pulled it out yesterday. They struggled against lefties, the Mets, but there's some success that have hit Fried here. Obviously, they see each other a ton. Like you mentioned, this is a rivalry type game. So this was tough for me as well. Peterson, he gets hit. Austin Riley, I got his jack for plus 450. He's 8 for 16. I'm on his over 1.5 too at plus 120. He just hits, and we'll see if the game gets off. You mentioned winds blowing in. It's cold. This should be an under. I think the Braves, but for some reason, I just think the Mets, maybe could come through. But I'm off in the end too. I don't want to. If I did, I'd have to lay the half with the Braves. I thought about it. I'm just gonna stay off.
Yep.
This one, I wanted to see the movement too. I was looking at one of these.
I wrote it down last night as the Braves minus 145. So,
it hasn't really moved though. Yeah. Okay. Maybe a little bit.
A little Mets love there. So we'll see how it operates and goes there. I did make 2 bets overnight. One of them got rain delayed out. Shout out to my Pirates. But this is the other one. Rays here. I'm on the Rays minus 1 here again. I think I got minus 121 last night. Here, let me double check. Yeah, 1 at minus 121. At the end of the day, I talked about this early in the season with the Astros, thinking that they could be the juggernaut squad just because their history and all that shit. And then Altuve shatters his thumb, and now they just offense isn't the same, et cetera, et cetera. It feels like you could just bet the Rays minus 1 every day and just kind of feel good about yourself. And maybe I'm falling into that. I bet it yesterday and I was chilling, and maybe that's why I'm betting it here again today. I will admit I'm a little concerned about Zach Eflin on the road. That's all the talk was today, this morning. Zach Eflin on the road. Zach on the road. He's a different
Eflin on the road. The bum.
So I'm a little worried there, but if we're going to get into a swing off here, I'll take the Rays offense against the team that's been 29th in the last 3 weeks against righties, 60 weighted runs created plus, full season 25th. Give me the first best offense. So I still take the Rays minus 1 here. It's definitely moved towards the Rays as well, but I'm still having faith here. And by the way, Lucas Giolito, a guy I faded frequently. I think, he's pitched well, and I think he might have, might have found it is too strong, but he's a free agent next year, and he's obviously pitching for a contract, and we know how that goes. And him being a free agent also means that he could be traded in the season during the trade deadline because the White Sox are fucking horrific this year. So all those things to say is maybe he's got a lot of motivation to pitch well here, but I'm on the Rays -1.
I get it. I think sidewise that's the way to look. Just the White Sox, their schedule's been tough, but they can't beat anybody. I know they haven't played any kind of crap teams, but man, they're tough to back right now. Giolito, is not very good. These teams just saw each other. Giolito, what he gave up, 4 runs. He did go 7 innings. I don't trust him. And then Eflin on the road. I know the wind's blowing in here, Jose. It's like 6 or 7. It's not that strong. I think it's the over. Can the White Sox get some runs off Eflin here? Finally now back on the road after having these home starts. I think he can. So I like the over here, 8.5. I need the White Sox to maybe score some runs. I think the Rays can get 5 or 6 easily. So I like the over here.
Well, Justin
and Rays on the side.
Justin McElvey likes that White Sox team total over 3.5. That's his stacks pod of the day there. And he said if he doesn't win, he's cashing the Pub Sports morning show tomorrow. So Justin, you're kind of making us root against you because obviously we want you to support the Pub. But I'll root for you, sure, Justin. Team total over 3.5 there for Justin, the stacks pod. So I'm excited to see how that goes. If this is a high scoring game, between the Rays, so I'm hoping it is now. Hoping it is. And by the way, JPZ, thanks for the notes there on the Jacks. Yasmani Grandal, 3 for 11, 3 Jacks against Eflin.
He's not in though, I don't think.
We already have confirmed lineups, huh?
We have confirmed lineups, and he is not in.
Nope, not in. So unfortunately,
yeah, I wrote that down. His earlier, but no go, and I really don't want to bet him at all.
Yeah, I was about to say he's a little washed up now, unfortunately, because like we said, the White Sox are fucking horrible. So
they're a bad baseball team, and 7-19. I mean, they're digging a hole that I don't think they can get.
Oh, they're done. No, I think they're legitimately done, and I think this is going to be a seller in the trade deadline. I just cannot believe how horrific. I mean, like I said, Lucas Giolito is going to get traded. There's no way you can keep him. Why would you re-sign him? It just I can't believe that.
They shouldn't.
And then I mean, Liam Hendricks will fucking get a pretty penny if he's pitching by then. So I think all of that stuff. Maybe they trade Cease, maybe not. Maybe they trade TA, maybe they don't. But I just can't believe. I don't see that the White Sox are like buyers. I think they'll sell off some parts and be just horrific and more. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. If you asked me right now who finishes higher, the White Sox or the Tigers in the standings, it'd be a tough choice for me.
Me too. I don't know.
It's a fucking tough choice. That's a tough choice. The Tigers hopefully get some young arms back in the season. Who knows? But both
that franchise is going. I think they're going to make some trades too. You mentioned the White Sox.
Yeah, it'd be nice for them if the Angels for some reason they decide, hey, you know what, we're still semi in this. Let's try to push an Ohtani and maybe Mike Trout's last year. Who knows? Let's go get somebody. It would be very cool if the Angels went and got TA. Because we know they don't have a shortstop. They don't have a fucking. They would have half an infield. So I would
like come to the Dodgers. I understand.
Well, we all know what the Dodgers are keeping their money dry for. So.
Oh yeah, but they still need other help. But oh yeah, this is a lot of money.
You're just rooting for James Outman, Rookie of the Year, right now. So
I think he's gonna. I think he could win it. He stays healthy.
I do too. Let's talk Yankees Rangers here. We've got Jacob deGrom, who honestly, I think he's made more starts already than I expected for the Rangers. So shout out to the Rangers training staff, I guess. And he obviously did have an injury too, but he's back out here. He's pitching. So what can you say against the Yankees here? I think I don't remember what the stat is up to now, but I think the Yankees are now 0-5, 0-4 when they're underdogs this year. So I'm like, well,
they won the other day. But maybe they were dogs with the Twins. No, they weren't. I think it was very close
The
when I was on
the
them.
last
Yeah,
game I remember them being dogs was Nestor. Nestor start, and I think they lost that one.
they did, and then they scored 18 runs the next day, but they were like minus 105, I think.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where maybe the line tries to tell you something when they're underdogs. Obviously, a lot of those starts are Clark Schmidt starts, and we've got one right here. But shout out to Jimmy again. He thinks Clark Schmidt's going to come out here and deal. Pitched well against the Blue Jays, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs, none of them earned. Maybe that's what's coloring Jimmy's glasses there when he saw them pitch against his team last time out. I've got nothing on this one. Obviously, it's just an easy pass game, and no Judge in the lineup, I'm sure as well. I've not looked at the confirmed lineups. Yeah, no Judge either. So it's just nothing here for me. If the Rangers can't get this done, then I don't know, man. I don't know. This should just be an easy spot for them.
Yeah, no Judge. Like you mentioned. I don't want to back, Clark Schmidt here. You mentioned the last start was good. Rangers, though, just pound righties. I don't know how, I think he could get hit hard here tonight. We've talked about it the last few times. I think they'll hit lefties better, but they've just ripped righties. The Grom should be very good. This number's inflated. Do what you want with it. You got to get creative because even the run line's not that great. One guy who does hit him, though, Anthony Rizzo. What's he, 11 for 27? So maybe look at his hitter props against the Grom.
Yeah, he's the best hitter on the Yankees now. Shout out to him.
He's in the 2-hole.
It's very funny.
And his year hasn't been that bad so far. I mean, he's been all right.
Yeah, no, I wanted the Red Sox to get Anthony Rizzo when he was on the trade market and all that stuff. So I've routinely said he's my favorite Yankee, and he's the guy that kills me the most to see succeed. So it's very interesting. And yeah, no Judge, hip injury for Judge. I think I saw it as so.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I mean, he stayed healthy last year, but I would have put on it because the years before that, any little thing, he's out.
Yeah,
he's just gonna get older.
The Yankees, the offense is already horrible. If he's out for like a month, kiss that fucking division goodbye. The Blue Jays and the Rays will fight for that division. And the Yankees will get into the muck when it comes into the wild card. And to finish high in the wild card, you have to finish at least third in the AL East, and that's tough. So we'll see how that goes for them. I don't know what that's going to happen. And finishing third in the AL East doesn't even fucking get you anything because it's obviously really tough. But we'll see. It's a tough fucking battle. So I'm excited to watch how the Yankees operate here. I bet them not to make the playoffs the last year. I should have bet him this year too.
Yeah, real quick, DeGrom, his K. I mean, he's the guy. And earlier this year, his pitch count's low. But he just needs to go 5-6 innings if you like that, and he can get you 10. So if at 8.5, it's definitely worth taking.
Yeah,
I'm sure Sharpie went through that.
I'm sure he did. Yeah, he said he had his biggest bet of the year today.
Oh, today on the ground.
On the Rangers game, he didn't specify what it was, but
I think it's DeGrom.
I would assume, I would assume it's DeGrom. I mean, honestly, like what is his prop at? If Sharpie's making his biggest bet of the year on most likely Jacob DeGrom strikeouts or over outs, which is typically the two things I see him do the most, but I'm assuming it's strikeouts. 8.5 minus 150. And I have pitcher outs. Wow. Over 18.5 outs. That is over is plus 115 for Jacob DeGrom.
Yeah. Because he hasn't gone past it. But if he's rolling on, he'll go 7. So what's he gone? The last 4, 6, 7, 4, 6. So that's a good price though, where it's at.
Okay, well there you go. Shout out to that. Go watch Sharpie Show to see if whatever he is on. Going to be interesting to see that. I will go check that out after the show. All right, let's go move on to Angels, Milwaukee Brewers here, and I feel like I'm getting guided into a trap here, Connor. I really do. And I'm just going in there headlong. I've eaten the cheese. I faded Wade Miley several points this season to not good results. He's pitched well this year, but I'm going to keep doing it, I guess. I'm going to take him. I'm going to take the Angels here, first 5 money line. Tyler Anderson, not a guy I like backing, obviously. I got it minus 105, by the way, for those keeping track at home. Minus 105. I don't like Tyler Anderson. I didn't like when he left the Dodgers. We obviously all knew he was going to regress. But the thing is here, the Angels against lefties, 150 or 132 weighted runs created plus last 3 weeks, full season 130. I think they can just get to Wade Miley here. I didn't want a team total, first 5 team total. I just want the Angels to get the job done here. Is an easy, simple fade for me. Fading Wade Miley against an Angels team that hits lefties well. And the Brewers do not hit lefties at all. 72 weighted runs created plus full season and 186 at bats, 52 for the last 2.5 weeks. And that was about 100 at bats there. So it's just not been good for them. So for Angels, first 5 for me.
I kind of like it as well, even though I don't know if this is kind of the best spot here for the Angels come to Milwaukee, especially for Tyler Anderson, who's just been, after that start, but it was against Oakland. His first start's just been horrible. And the worst thing is the strikeouts, Jose. I mean, he's walking a few people. And in last start, he didn't walk anybody. He had 1 strikeout. And he's not getting to the 5th inning in these games. So, wow, bad news for Anderson. Can the Brewers score some runs? I kind of like the over here. Angels have been a little bit of an over team. They're swinging it great. They hit lefties. And I've been backing Wade Miley. I backed him already a couple times, but I want to go against him too. The Angels, 281. You mentioned all their shit, hitting lefties. So I'm looking at the Angels. I won't go full game, first 5, and I kind of like the over. I wish we were hitting an 8.5. But I think there could be runs.
Agreed. By the way, Rocco Rogers is mentioning this, and I was hoping we would talk about it tomorrow. But the Padres and who else? I forgot who they're playing. It's someone else. The Padres are playing in Mexico City tomorrow. And I knew it was the Giants, obviously. He says right there. I knew that I was going to bet the over in the game because Mexico City, obviously, for you guys that don't know, is in high elevation. So ball's going to be fucking flying out of that thing. Apparently, Rocco bet it over 9, and now it's at 15. So maybe we're not going to be betting the over in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just looked after Rocco said it. He said it was at 9 this morning. I looked because I was like, wow, no way. And then I looked at my my odds for hopefully for the games. And since all the games today have not gone yet, none of the odds for tomorrow are even up. So I'm not.
Yeah, it's there. 15.
Fuck.
Wow. And I have Musgrove.
Shout out to you, Rocco. Yeah, I was planning on taking that over for the elevation, thinking that maybe the books wouldn't be up to shit. But yeah, they know. That's funny. All right, we'll talk about that game tomorrow because that is going to be a very fun game to cap.
And we'll see. This Angel team hit Miley will be big. Like, do the bats come after they scored a bunch of runs against a shitty Oakland team after yesterday on the road here? Could be that sleepy where they're just out of it.
I'm hoping that they don't have that Oakland bump to their stats after they play the A's. All your hitting stats are now inflated. So I'm hoping that is not the case here. So we'll see. All right, next game, World Series rematch, a great matchup here. Aaron Nola, Framber Valdez, Phillies, Astros. Astros minus 145. Aaron Nola, another guy that's going to be a free agent this year, but he is doing the exact opposite of what we all would think. He's struggling. He's just not been Nola. 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs last time as a minus 300 favorite against the Rockies. Man, the minus 300 game, Connor, is full of heartbreaks. Let me tell you, it feels like all of these games they lose by 1 run. It's always close. I should probably be taking the plus 1.5 in these. But this is another one. And it's funny. I write down the odds for the pitchers in their last starts too. So now I just see, minus 300, 4-3 victory. I'm just like, fuck. Ohtani last night, fucking minus 300. He gives up a shitload of runs, but we still lose 8-7. So it's brutal. Shout out to the minus 300 fade. It'll come through eventually. But I didn't have anything on this game either, Connor. Minus 145, just too expensive for my guy, Framber Valdez. I love him to fucking death. But these two teams are very good. Even the Astros bats are starting to come alive a little bit. Last 3 weeks, 119 weighted runs created plus against righties, 4th in the league. Full season, they're still 102, but that means that they're climbing. They're climbing. They're getting better, and I wouldn't want to back Aaron Nola here.
Yeah, I don't want to back him either. And this has come down, matchup, for World Series last year. This open, 170. It's come way down here. I still think it's just the Astros are the better team. And can the Phillies, who are swinging a little bit, can they get, to Framber here? We all know when he's on. He has trouble walking people, though. But he's been rolling this year. Not a whole ton of at-bats, obviously, from last year. Not much success off him either when I went through everything. And just Nola, because I think Phillies have good value here. It's just tough for me to back him. Mentioned Eflin on the road. Nola has had problems on the road, at least for me, betting him over the years. So this was I just going each way on it, so I'm going to be off. I want to take the Phillies, but I just don't think I can get there.
Yeah, I'm passing here. If anything, I would be on full game minus 1 Astros, but no, I just trust the bullpen enough to go full game. That's why specifically I'd go full game. Jake Burns for you asking, deciding first 5 full game there. All right,
yeah,
next.
Astros. I take that pen. I mean, I don't mind the first 5, but full game with them.
Yeah, the pen's very good. I think, by the way, it was the Astros. Their bullpen threw a no-hitter in a series, 9 innings throughout the series, no hits. So shout out to them. That's what their bullpen does. It's very good. Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies, next game on this slate. I really thought I was going to be on the Diamondbacks here, Connor. But Kyle Freeland's got some pretty decent track record against the Diamondbacks. He was really, really good at a shutout appearance one time, got smoked in another. Both were in Arizona last year. Arizona and Merle Kelly has a spotty track record in Coors career last year. He did pretty okay. So unfortunately, this was a pass, and I find betting games in Coors getting more difficult because, I mean, everyone knows me personally. I like betting team totals here. It's one of my things I like doing the most, so I don't have to worry about the shitty pitcher on the bump. But just, obviously at Coors, they're always 7.5, fucking 5.5, 6.5, whatever the fuck they are. So it makes it tough.
I know. With these two pitchers, they could pitch well, and I kind of like, man, you need to take the under here, or even the first 5. I can't do it. They hit these guys enough. They've been pretty good. Obviously, they've seen each other a ton. Shout out to the chat, Nut Flush. Guy, it's his birthday, right?
Nut Flush, yes. Shout out to my guy, Nut Flush.
Oh man, I gotta go see him here then. Tomorrow. He's probably here till Sunday. How long are you here? But shout out to the rest of the chat. Yeah, Rocco, Chris Bryant. Yeah, he owns it. Yeah, 8 for 19. 3 doubles and a triple. Cheshire Cat, Nunya, Jake, Professor Chris, TNT, Andrew G. There's Cab. Big DJ Big Boss. Shout out to my guy, Boss, and the Sauce. Brandon the Great. Shout out to everyone. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Nasty Nate. What am I? Real deal. Prime.
Birthday pick? Nut Flush doesn't want a birthday pick from me. He knows that his birthday pick from me would be Red Sox related.
Yeah, that's a Pete. It's like a low shack thing, and him only. I think there's runs here. I was wanting to look at the under. I don't trust Merrill Kelly at all. Rockies are back at home, and that's where they swing it. The price isn't great though with them. I want to look at this a little bit more some of these guys do hit him well. You already mentioned Bryant, Rocca did, but Crone's 5 for 13 with a few doubles. Ryan McMahon, Vince McMahon, 5 for 25, not a great average, but he's got a couple homers. And what do we get from Freeland? He's like the ultimate, just gets tattooed. And some guys for the D-backs own him. If you go through the pitcher batter stats, that's not great. And he can get tattooed. So I'm going to look at it some more because I think there's runs.
Pass for me here. Probably agree there would be runs, but who knows? Who knows what the fuck is going to happen in Coors Field. All right, 2 more games left on our slate. We appreciate everyone for joining us as always. Let's talk about this bum fight. And again, not the pretty version that Jimmy likes. I think he likes 2 female bums going at it, apparently. There's 2 male bums, 2 very stinky male bums going out, duking it out here. But one eventually is going to get cleaned up and be put in Connor's backyard. So at least there's that. And maybe he's wearing all green for his new favorite baseball team, the Oakland A's. Who knows? I don't know. Kyle Muller versus Luis Cessa on the bump here. And Luis Cessa has just been horrible this year in many starts. 5 earned runs against the Braves, 11 earned runs against the Phillies. But he pulls out a 4 2/3, 2 earned run start against the Pittsburgh Pirates right out of his ass last time. It was a good start. Still got the loss 2-1, unfortunately for him. But I couldn't get there with the A's offense. I really wanted to take the A's here, honestly, in their first game back after the announcement. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong there, I'm pretty sure it's their first game back after the announcement of them going to Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there was a decent amount of fans there to be like, make noise and all that stuff. And I have heard on podcasts that there is a day that there's like a scheduled day in the season that Oakland fans are all going to come out in mass as their like little mini protest to show that there's actually baseball fans in Oakland, et cetera, et cetera. I'll try to find out what that day is and bet the A's that day because that would be very cool. But this is not that day, and this is not for me.
Yeah, this is not for me either. I mean, I want nothing to do with it. The Reds have just been horrible on the road. I can't back them. I want to take Oakland here too a little bit. They've been the shits. They just give up their pitching staff a ton of runs. They've been scoring some though, and hitting well. I just crossed this off so quick. I'm off.
All right, off that game. Shout out to the chat. Razor Sharp Picks joining us. Razor Sharp Picks, who admittedly is an enemy of me and Nasty Nate now for the next couple of weeks. Razor, you have a significant amount of money on the 76ers. I respect that, but I do hope you lose every single dollar that you put on the 76ers, and I hope that you regret betting on Joel Embiid. So there's also that as well. Let's talk about Cardinals Dodgers, our last game on the slate, and shout out to the devil, as Preston Ektal calls him, Dustin May. I like Dustin May. He doesn't. His last couple of starts have been okay. He got touched up against the Mets, but his last start against the Cubs was a good one, especially considering what the Cubs are offensively right now. 5 1/3, 2 hits, 2 earned runs there, -125 favorite. Got the dub there, 9-4. Again, this is another lean towards the Los Doyers, as I should call them. But I passed here. Jack Flaherty, again, I have a historic love affair with Jack Flaherty. I think
love affair.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah, he's great. I thought he was great, but he's, hurts me, Connor. Just like that ex-girlfriend we all have hurts you. He'll go out, get boozed up, sleep with some other fucking loser club and get touched up for 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs, and that's what we get from Jack Flaherty. Sometimes he'll be fucking coked out. We'll never know what's going to happen to her, and you never know. She's going to come back home that night, And Jack Flaherty is a kind of gal that just does not come home at night, Connor. Just a free spirit. You can't tame her, and I'm not going to bet on her. So
you don't know what you're going to get.
You don't know what you're going to get night to night.
Flaherty.
Sometimes it's a perfect housewife, Sometimes she'll come home after work, cook you dinner, tuck you in. It'll make you feel real nice. And again, other times She'll be out back doing fucking meth with Hidalgo or whatever, and you'll fucking never see her again.
All right. Well, we got it. We got the true feelings. Yeah, I don't want to back Flaherty. The price here as well. This Dodger team's not playing good baseball. Dustin May looked better in his last start. Is this lineup gonna hit? I want to see the lineups too. This is one of the last games I gotta wait here, because the Dodger lineups dealing with some of the stuff they're going through the last couple weeks. Some sorry ass lineups. Hayward hitting third. I don't give a shit. Like, that guy hits seventh or below. Whoever the hell's in. I'd rather have Peralta there. I don't know. I'm just ranting. Maybe the Dodgers can jump. One thing with Flaherty, the walks I always talk about, Dodgers are patient enough. I think they could get on them here. And I kind of like the Dodgers first 5, -1.5. But they're just not playing great baseball. I'm gonna think about this one a little bit more here with Flaherty and May.
There's the sign of life you guys were asking for earlier today on the dog that I'm taking care of. Just scared the fucking shit out of me, but glad that dog's still cooking. Shout out to Samson the dog. All right, Connor Mack, a great card, a great show, a fun time that we've had here. Again, another happy birthday shout out to Not Flush Allen. Hope that you cash all your tickets this weekend, and hope to see you guys all together this weekend as well. A nice little birthday shindig for Nut Flush Allen. Shout out to his wife as well. A great woman. Let's recap our plays here. And I've tweeted all these out, so I'll just retweet my tweet later. Follow us on Twitter for more at Connor Mac. Tweet at Connor Mac Picks, actually. And at Jose Bouquett. But my picks are as follows. Tampa Bay full game -1, -121. First 5 and full game unders in the Red Sox games. Under 9, -115, and under 5, -110. And I am on the Angels full or first 5 money line -105. Taking a chance with you, Tyler Anderson. Don't fuck me here, Tyler Anderson. I'm putting my faith in you. I'm actually putting my faith more in the Angels offense. So Mike Trout, no Shohei, don't fuck me here, but I believe in you, Tyler Anderson. So Angels first 5 there for me, Connor. What are you on today?
Yeah, I think I'm going to join you with the Angels. And man, talk about a team don't like having my money on. But I think I'm going to move on that when I get off here. I took the under. Man, and I think there's going to be runs. I could get my ass bit. Mariners, Jays, first 5 under 4.5, even money. So I think there's going to be runs there, but I'll ride it with these 2 pitchers. I'm on the over. I like your Rays play as well. Might put a little bit on them. Full game on the run line, but I'm on the over 8.5. That was it. I'm going to look at the Dodger game late. But that was it for me. Here, I'll touch the props. I mentioned Austin Riley, +450. His over 1.5 +115. Rizzo, I mentioned that one too. His Jacks +550. And his over 1.5 +130. I think that's about it. I might get on a little Freddie Freeman at the end of the night as well. And also, slew of props to kind of go through in that Rockies D-backs game. You can go with a bunch of these guys, have great numbers. So get on that if you like some props in that game.
Prop man Connor. Connor, by the way, Gerald Jones asking about the golf tournament. Give him a little taste, Connor, about who you like. But Gerald, go watch the golf show PGA Pub Hub on the channel right now to get more from Connor. But do you have any little taste there for him?
I'm still waiting. Like, these guys' second round still got to finish. I have Wu. He's through 8. He's 6 under. I got Hostler. He's through 9. So they got 9 holes to go. I have Ben Martin. He's 8 under. I didn't take Putnam. He's played well, and Gordon. But Finau right now is the lead, 13 under, and he was under 10-1. And I think he's probably wins this. This is the perfect shitty field for him to win. But shoot me a message tomorrow. Maybe we see something after Saturday moving day. We see the cut, then hit me up.
All right, Tony.
I got some guys in position, so I'm feeling all right now.
Good. Love that. Tony Finau, look at me now. Love that. All right. Connor Mac pick. It's always a lovely time talking to you, talking ball, all that good stuff. We have a lot of stuff going on in the channel right now, so go tune in as always. The NBA show, which has taken fucking forever to upload, is going to be uploaded here now soon, so go watch that. The picks from LJ
What is
from
that?
H-Town.
Oh
LJ
yeah. Oh okay, yeah.
from LJ and
Yeah.
H-Town and Jimmy the Bag earlier today. Go watch that. It'll be a lot of fun. We've got picks all around the Walking Dead. Like I mentioned, Sharpie saying that he had his biggest bet of the year on the Walking Dead here today. So go watch that. It's in the Rangers game. We can only guess what it is. He'll probably know, and he'll definitely know, and he'll tell you best there. Connor Mac picks. When are you going to be next? When are you next going to be on the channel? I can't talk right now.
I'll be on Sunday. With Jimmy. If I'm home, I'll try to jump on even tonight for Razor. We'll plug that. They'll be live here. What? 2.5 hours?
Yeah, Warriors Kings.
Warriors
Hopefully,
Kings.
I mean, not really. Hopefully, I thought the Kings were going to close that out in 5, and now I don't really care.
Really?
Yeah, I thought the Kings had them. I thought you just take one in Golden State, and then you've got them where you want them back on the road, and so they just didn't get that game in Golden State, so that was unfortunate. But I'm a hater of both the squads that have closeout opportunities tonight. So selfishly, I hope these series keep going, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. In these games, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a ton of points, but maybe there will be. Warriors have one thing at home. They've been good. The other game went a ton of points and went over, but I think it's a little high.
All right, beautiful. It's basketball insight as well. The unicorn capper, as they call him. Connor Mac picks. That was a hiccup too as well. All right, guys, that's the sign. This show is officially over. We appreciate you guys. Thanks, everyone. Like we mentioned, hit the like button. Don't forget to say hey to us on social media, and we'll see you guys next time for another edition of Say Hey Plays.
Peace.